No gun video today, no political rhetoric today. Spring has sprung and it is time to get the garden going. I've got out and got the grass all mowed. I probably should have did a time lapse of that just to throw in, but whatever. It's time to shut up and shoot.
Hi, here we go.
Straight Shooter Coffee, the official coffee of Therapy Range. This is my little garden bed that I use. You know, and I know most of you are going to say, well, that's nowhere near enough space for Paul's Perfect Pickles to be growing. But you'd be amazed at how much produce we can bring out of this little spot. And then we've got the garden boxes over here. I've recently moved everything out of our small hothouse. The weather has been warm, so I went ahead and brought it out of the hothouse. I'm going to get the stirrup hole out and get these garden boxes cleaned up, and then we're going to use our little mini cultivator and see if I can get this broken up. I've never, we've only deep tilled this one time since we've put this garden in. That was about 3 or 4 years ago. I might have to break out the deep tiller and go over this again, because this is looking awfully hard packed and there's a lot of weed and root growth in it. So I might have to borrow the neighbor's rototiller and do a deep till on this one. But I gotta get these peppers out of the way so we can get these boxes cleaned up. Let's get started. But what I want to show you is check this thing out. I learned about this tool from watching the Rhodes family homestead with Justin Rhodes and Becky Rhodes and their family. A very informative channel if you're into homesteading. Literally, they've got probably over 1,000 videos of every topic that you can think of. And one of them that came up was this stirrup hoe. It's been around for ages, but I want you to watch this, man. This thing makes hoeing so quick and easy. I'm gonna knock these 2 beds out in under a minute. Watch out, this thing just chops the weeds right off, man, or yanks them up out of the ground. Just chops them right off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And look at that. Look at that beautiful topsoil in there. This bed is ready to plant. Oh yeah. This bed is ready to plant. All the greenery that we see has been chopped up, pulled up by the roots. That's all gonna die off. As you can see, I've already got a few tomato plants in there. Zoom in, camera. Yeah, we got a few, and those are some beefsteaks in there. Some folks might even think that I've got too many tomato plants in that box, and you know, it's a matter of opinion, but the way that we trellis them up the fence, we found that we can get about 6 in one of these 8-foot rows. We do a lot of hard pruning to keep the branches down low, pruned off, and we've had pretty good success with it. Over the years, we've had very, very few bad turnouts doing it this way. But you've got to figure out what works best for your area. You know, what works good for me may not necessarily be what works good for you. Now it's time to dig into this nightmare. I'm going to set the camera up and maybe do a time lapse of this, because this is probably going to take a little while. has always required a decent amount of time to warm up and to be able to function properly, but it's dragging dick today awfully bad. And it took me a good 20-30 minutes just to get it running. It's just not throttling up all the way. I put clean gas in it, cleaned up the spark plug, make sure it was good. I pulled the air filter out to make sure it wasn't clogged with anything. Now it's idled back down. Well then. Alright, and just like with anything else, from time to time you're going to run into roadblocks. Today I can't get my little mini tiller, I can't get it to throttle up. It took me a good 30-40 minutes just to get it to start. Ended up having to dump out all the gas that was in it. I can only figure that over the winter time we ended up having some bad gas accumulate, some condensation in the tank. I'm generally pretty good about dumping my tanks and making sure to store them empty, but for whatever reason, that last season, they got put up with gas in it, and we're paying the price this spring is all I can figure. You know, it's been a really good cultivator for us. We've bought it brand new, and this is our 3rd year using it. I can only assume that the bad gas caused something to gum up on the inside. I really don't know. Like I said, I finally got it running, but it won't throttle up to full speed. I can't get no RPMs on the tines, so we're just gonna have to do some tilling on another day. I'm gonna have to see if my neighbor will allow me to use their rototiller, which I already know that they will. We're pretty good friends with the neighbors. You know, that's one of the things about being a prepper, survivalist, conservative, Christian, American, you know, love thy neighbor and all that good stuff. So, just like any other time, we're going to improvise and adapt, and we're going to go ahead and get some of these tomato plants in the ground. Like I showed you earlier, I got 6 in that bed over there. I'm going to put 6 in this bed right here. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plants that need to be planted. I've got another raised bed over there by the hothouse that I've got garlic growing in. We're going to put the remainder, I think there's 3 left over that are going to get stuck in that bed over there. And then at some point we're probably going to put a cherry tomato plant over there with them because the wife likes the cherry tomatoes. That's kind of her thing. So this won't take very long. Excuse me. It's all hot and sweaty out here today. Humid. It's very humid out here today. But I like it. Anybody that complains about the summer months needs to be donkey punched because frankly winter sucks, and if anybody that likes winter over summer, we're not the same. Toiling in the soil to grow a field of fucks seems to be a waste of time. So instead we grow tomatoes and cucumbers for salsa and pickles. It'll be a good thing for everybody to get out and plant your own freedom garden. Listen to groundskeeper Willie. He knows about these strings. All right, and here's the other bed I was telling you guys about. As you can see, we got some garlic growing in there. No, it doesn't look very uniformed or organized because my chickens got into this bed shortly after I planted it and ended up re-sowing the garlic where they seen fit for it to be planted. And we've got one random potato plant that I guess I missed last year at harvest. Came up in here, so maybe we'll get some free potatoes out of the deal. So, just like that other bed, this thing is loose enough to be able to dig barehanded in. You know, I mean, just very, very loose soil. It takes quite a while to get the soil good enough to be able to do it this way. Hold on. There we go. Like I was saying, it takes quite a while to get the soil to be this soft and pliable to be able to plant in like this. But once you get it there, like I said, you can just, you know, dig in with your hands and go as deep as you want. Very, very fertile soil. Lots of cow manure, wood chips, and patience created topsoil this good. We didn't buy this stuff. We actually put the time and effort into making it on our own. These garden beds that I'm planting in are 4-foot by 8-foot beds. I just went to the local hardware store or lumber store and bought some 2x10s. Chopped them down. It takes three of them. Yeah, 3 of them. They come in 8-foot lengths, so you gotta have 2 sides and an end. You just basically chop one of them in half to make your ends. Screw them together and stick them in the ground, and you've got garden beds. Start adding amenities to them. Look at that. Just look at how easy that digs. All right, in goes the tomato. You know, it's best to pull off this dead stuff. The branches that are really, really low to the ground, we tend to keep those pruned back. These tomato plants have had a rough start. They got exposed to some pretty decently cold weather. But look at the stalk on that freaking hunk of garlic, though. Yeah. You can see these walk paths that I have in here are starting to overgrow. That's a bummer, right? But I happen to have some really big old piles of mulch over there that we're going to use to clean these all up with. All right, guys, the church bells are ringing. That means it's about 5 o'clock, which means it's ultimately time to go get washed up and get ready for some dinner. We're not going to do a range video today. Maybe tomorrow if the weather permits. I got some ideas. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good time here on Therapy Range. Be sure to check out the affiliate links. All my buddies that are making content, they're tagged in the video. Cav Cop, Always Survive, Dear Sarge, the Kiss My Ass Logic and Facts guy, and a whole bunch more. They'll all be in the description below along with affiliate links. Check out that Gun Deals affiliate link. Those dudes really take care of the channel. And until next time, live your life to the fullest, because anything less is a complete and utter injustice to yourself and every single person around you. Be sure to stay free, America, and the easiest way to do it is with a freedom garden. So get out and start planting. There literally is nothing to it but to do it. Whether it's big or small, it doesn't really matter. If you're taking away from the corporate monsters that want to destroy the things that you cherish most in life, stop giving them your hard-earned cash. Grow your own tomatoes, your own carrots, your own lettuce, your own beans. You don't need them for any of that stuff. And frankly, what you grow out here in your own garden, you will appreciate more because you actually did toil in the soil to create this. I put sweat into this. Yeah. Stay free, America. We'll talk again real soon. Time to shut up and shoot. Every once in a while, persistence pays off. I kept dicking with that weed eater, the rototiller. That's not what it's called, but we're calling it a rototiller. I kept fucking with it, kept messing with it, didn't give up, didn't let it beat me. So, yeah, I even set the camera up and thought I hit the button to time lapse it, but apparently I didn't bother to hit the button, so there's that. But yeah, persistence, it does pay off sometime. I'm gonna hit this one more time with the tiller, and then it'll be ready to plant. So, yeah. It's time to shut up and shoot. All right, here we go.